All right. So, Senor, we know you were playing. We know you're playing Honkai. Don't let Spoon see Icy's tweets. Icy's tweets are bad with grammar. Her grammar's not great on tweets. But again, like I said, I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
okay with it.
It's Twitter. I'm
okay with it. It's Twitter.
Grammar.
I do it too.
Grammar tilts me. It shouldn't. Like there, and there. When people use those wrong, I'm like, we learned this in like 2nd grade. You should know how to use these.
If somebody does it wrong on Twitter, I do give them the benefit of the doubt, because you're likely doing this, and I'm like, all right, sure, whatever.
No, you're right.
Who cares?
You're right.
On other things, I'm a little bit more stringent and be like, that's just not right. But anyway, you were playing Honkai. You're still playing.
I started Honkai. Yeah.
You're still playing Trails of
it's not even it's Trails to Azure. That's not even a complicated name.
That's what I said. I said Trails to Azure. You just didn't understand it. You were too busy thinking about the grammar.
You said Trails.
Okay. Yeah. And then what else were you playing? You were playing one other thing.
Advance Wars.
Oh yeah, Advance Wars. That's right. Advance Wars. So any updates on those? Anything else that's new, interesting, exciting?
Not too much. I mean, yeah, Trails continues to be Trails. It's slow. Stuff is, I'd say a little more than halfway through the game now, and it's, stuff has happened, and it's starting to. There was like a bit of a climax in Chapter 2, and then it slowed down a bit in Chapter 3. I'm near the end of Chapter 3 now, and stuff is like ramping up again, basically. Yeah. So,
let's go.
This one definitely moves a little faster than 0 did.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm a little bit of a contrarian. I think like a lot of people seem to love this 2-game arc, the Crossbell arc, and I'm kind of on it. I think the gameplay of the 3 arcs, I think the gameplay is my least favorite in this one, and it's like the games tend to be very cutscene heavy, but this game feels even like these 2 games feel even more cutscene heavy and even slower than the other games. The world building, as I've talked about, is really, really good. And that's what the series and the characters are really good as well. But I don't know. I'm not going to tell you that these games are not good, because they are definitely still good, but I just think I don't like them as much as the other 2 arcs, the Sky arc or the Cold Steel arc.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
Yeah, that's just me though. But again, not to say it's bad, because all the games are good. But, yeah, and then Advance Wars. I've definitely I wouldn't say I'm halfway through Advance Wars 2 campaign, because I've done the first 2 continents, but the missions get longer the further you go.
Sure.
So I've done Orange Star and Blue Moon in Advance Wars 2. I finished Advance Wars 1, and I've done Orange Star and Blue Moon in Advance Wars 2. And yeah, as Tri said, Advance Wars is really fun. It's been really fun going back. I think the remake is excellent as far as the single player goes, which I talked about last week. The graphics are awesome. I wish there was more voice acting. They kind of did the half voice acting like they did in like Fire Emblem Fates and Fire Emblem Awakening, where sometimes they'll voice act the entire line, sometimes they'll voice act part of the line, and other times they'll just grunt or say like one word of the line.
I mean, it's hard when you may not have the budget to do full.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure their budget was really limited for that remake.
It's tough.
Yes, the last mission of Advance Wars 1 is quite a slog. It's really difficult. Well, it's difficult enough that I was never able to beat it as a kid. The Sturm one, I haven't played Rivals yet, which is the true final mission of Advance Wars 1. But in order to get that one, you have to play every single mission in the campaign, and there are lots of missions that have like split paths, so it's like a different mission for a different CO. So your first playthrough of the campaign, you're not gonna get that, but they made it in the remake. Instead of having to replay the entire campaign, after you complete the campaign, it just gives you access to all the missions that you haven't played, and you can
Yeah,
just
that's
go
nice.
through the world map and play the missions that you
That's
didn't
very
play.
nice. That is really nice. I
Because
appreciate that.
in the old game,
You'd have to
in the
whole
original
thing
Advance Wars 1, there were certain conditions for unlocking certain COs and getting certain COs in the final mission, and for every one of those, like, basically you had to replay the entire campaign.
Oh man.
So, I mean, it was a way to add replay value to a Game Boy Advance game, I think. But yeah, it was a pain. It was a pain.
Yeah,
for sure.
that sounds like a lot. Sounds like a lot.
But yeah, the final mission of the story, I'll say, it's called the final battle against Sturm, is like, he starts with a huge, you have 3 COs against 1, but he starts with way more stuff than you.
Yep.
In terms of properties and income, and then this huge force that he sends straight down the gut, and he gets to you within 2 or 3 turns. And once you fend off his initial, if you can fend off his initial assault without losing too much, with like surviving pretty decently, you're pretty much like, well, I'm gonna win. But it just takes forever to actually win.
Yeah.
Because you have to push up into his base, which is through this narrow choke point with a ton of woods. And one of his CO abilities is that he ignores movement penalties for terrain. So he moves through the woods with full movement with his tanks, his vehicles and stuff.
See.
And you're just slogging through this. And then his CO power is called Meteor Strike. And what that does is exactly what you think it does. It hits a 5x5 grid in your map and it tends to target like the most cost-effective area, so the most amount of funds that the units cost, and does 8 damage to all of those units.
Okay.
Units have 10 health and go down to 0.
I see. So they're basically
80% on every unit. It can't kill units, so if they're at 9 or less, they just go down to 1.
Yeah.
But and also the way CO power generation works in that game, if you lose units, you generate more CO power than if you destroy units. So he's using his CO power every like 2 or 3 turns. And it's just like, so you're trying to push through this narrow choke point, and then he just meteor strikes your entire army, and you're like, well, okay. Fun.
Cool stuff. God, that's insanely fun.
Yeah, and you just I think the best strategy is just to build bombers on the 2 COs that are on the side and kind of flank him with that. Yeah, so the mission, like, again, after you fend off his initial assault, like, you're going to win. It's just how long does it take to actually beat him, because you just have to slog through this choke point. And in order to win, you either have to rout him, so destroy all of his units, or capture his HQ, which, obviously, in order to capture his HQ, you have to push through that choke point and get an infantry onto his HQ to capture his HQ.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that mission is quite a slog, but it did feel good to actually beat it after never beating that mission before as a kid.
Yeah.
It was just a slog.
Nice.
Advance Wars 2 is a much better designed campaign than Advance Wars 1. A lot of the missions in Advance Wars 1, especially in the latter half of the campaign, are Fog of War pre-deploy, so which means you can't build units. You're given a set number of units, and you have to clear the mission with those units. And in Fog of War, obviously, units have vision ranges and things like forests. In order to see into a forest, you have to stand right next to the forest. So, like, you can hide units in the forest, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And yeah, you just have to push through whatever, depending on the map, but the enemy loves to hide rockets and artillery, which are the indirect units in forests, so as you approach them, they just blast you from afar. So, it's fun.
Good stuff. Surprise! Here I am!
So yeah, the Advance Wars 1 campaign is like, it's fine, but Advance Wars 2 is a much better designed campaign, in my opinion.
I mean, I feel like they would have spent some time improving it, so it makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, but as Tri said, Advance Wars is super duper fun. It's been great going back and play it again.
Good.
It's a good game.
Yep. I didn't play anything this week, pretty much. I was I kind of spent the whole week touching grass. That was my week.
Touching grass, yeah.
Because I wanted to take like an extra week of I guess like I called it rest, but more of just like I don't want to like make any commitments outside of like spending time with family for the week. So like for example, just I know it's not necessarily like game related, but like Monday I ended up going to the Dungeons and Dragons movie. I told you about that. Which by the way, even if you're not a movie nut, I would go see it. I would go see that movie.
It's fun.
Even if you're not like a movie theater kind of person, I'd go see it. It was a really fun movie. I thought it moved really fast at times, where they were just like, but I think they just wanted to skip all this travel stuff, which I get, but it moved really fast at times, which I wasn't necessarily a huge fan of.
There were a couple things in that movie, especially in the middle, that were just the Paladin was so funny.
Oh, I like the Paladin.
And the fat dragon, that was hilarious.
That was great.
That was hilarious. Like,
yeah,
the movie
was
great. It was actually way funnier than I was expecting.
Great.
The Paladin is like, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's like they did the stereotypical just worst Paladin you've ever, just the most hardline, you know, lawful good annoying Paladin, and it's just like, God, this guy's the worst. Like, I hate this guy.
Yeah,
he's horrible.
They did a good job. I feel like every character fit what they should have been perfectly. And I did appreciate Bradley Cooper as the halfling.
Yeah, the halfling. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny too.
Anyway, so I saw the movie on Monday, which again, I recommend. You know, go to a movie theater or whatever, or just watch it when it gets to a streaming service or whatever. I think wasn't that a Paramount movie or something? Whatever.
I don't remember.
Point is, it was a really fun movie. And then Tuesday, I actually took a day off work, took a day trip. To the beach town that we always go to, Monterey. And Wednesday, and then like Wednesday and Thursday, outside of Thursday, I play Fortnite with Bree and M. Outside of that, like Wednesday, I ended up just staying in and watching movies because I had to take care of the dogs. And then yesterday, I did D&D with the boys, which was great. We had a great time too.
Have you been watching the basketball playoffs as well?
Oh, as soon as the Timberwolves were out, I stopped watching.
Oh, you stopped watching?
Yep.
Yeah.
As soon as the Timberwolves bombed out, I stopped. I keep an eye on the playoffs. Like, I know the scores. Like, I know the Memphis Grizzlies are terrible and deserve to be laughed at by the entire basketball community. But outside of that, like, nah, not really. I mean, like, I keep tabs on it. I know, like, who's winning and whatnot. But yeah, for games, like, that's just the reason why I haven't played anything. I played Fortnite. That was really it. I played Fortnite. Next week, I'll get back to playing video games like Age of Wonders, and maybe I'll try the Hong Kong Star Rail.
Get railed.
Maybe I'll get railed.
Maybe you'll get railed.
Maybe I'll get railed in Honk World this weekend or something. But yeah, I mean, I am looking forward to Age of Wonders as a game that I'll be playing. I am looking forward to getting back into and finishing like Fire Emblem. And then,
even though that game's a slog as well.
I know it is. I know. It's okay. I'm okay with that one.
The combat's really fun, but everything else is just...
I just don't care about the story, so it's fine for me. And then I'm looking forward to Zelda. So right now, like, I just didn't play anything this week because of that.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of something else that I was thinking about, and I don't really have it off the top of my head. But yeah, I mean, like Age of Wonders, I'm just looking at Age of Wonders right now for next week, and then the week after that.
Well, before the stream, you mentioned Lord of the Rings Golum.
Oh, fuck yes! Guys! Stop everything! The big hit game is coming out. Fuck Tears of the Kingdom. That game sucks. Like, you could fuse things, like... I'd rather play as Gollum. You know, that creepy creature thing that, like, followed Frodo and Sam. It like, apparently was smelled so horrible that they all knew it was following them. I want to do stealth missions with Gollum and throw rocks. Because like, what's the combat gonna be? There's no combat. He's gonna like slap things and throw rocks at people. Like,
Yeah, he'll slap him with a fish. What do you mean?
I hope there's a fishing mini game. Catch a fish from the water, eat it raw.
If there's not a fishing mini game in the Golem game, that's a 0 out of 10 automatically. Like,
guys, Lord of the Rings Golem is coming May 25th. Mark that on your calendar. As soon as it comes out, even if you're playing Zelda, throw that shit out. You're not going to need it anymore. The only game you'll ever need is Golem. You will only need Golem in your life. I should play that game. I should play it. Maybe it'll be on Game Pass. I should play that thing.
I don't think it'll be on Game Pass on day one, but...
You're right. Game Pass is a little bit too good for Golem.
It may be on Game Pass in like a month or two when it bombs out, but...
It's going to bomb out so bad. But I'm super... Like, I'm so glad that I did see Lord of the Rings Golem on those Open Critic things. I was just like, wait a second. Hold the phone here. Why aren't we seeing any trailers for Golem?
You know what else comes out on May 2nd that nobody's talking about right now and hasn't had any reviews yet, which to me is scary, is Redfall.
Oh, Redfall's really scary. Redfall's really scary that there's no reviews. Or, you know, outside of the IGN
terrible gameplay trailer,
which they gave to their 5-year-old kid. Here, you do it. You do it. I don't want to do this. Yeah, I'm a little bit scared. There's been nothing. I haven't seen any significant talk regarding Redfall. I am concerned about that. I had mentioned before that I'm not going to be playing this game because on console, like, why would I play this at 30 FPS when I know in like a month or two they'll come out with 60?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm concerned about Redfall. There should have been something involving like more previews. I should be seeing more. I'm a little worried I'm not.
Well, to me, it's always a bad sign when, you know, you're a few days before the game comes out and we don't have any reviews yet. That means that they like know it wasn't that good, so they put the embargo like the day it comes out, basically.
Yeah.
Which is basically as late. I think it's as late as they're probably allowed to make the review embargo.
Yeah. It's concerning.
Like, it's quite concerning to me. Maybe my worries are misplaced, but I'm expecting, I don't know, at this point I would not be surprised if the game had a Metascore in the low 70s.
Yeah, I would say 70s. Again, the technical issues for console are significant there. That's a significant thing. And I think reviewers are going to say that. They're going to be like, hey, like 30 FPS on console is kind of ridiculous. They're going to say that. I'm worried about the technicals. I think the technicals are going to be a problem. I know IGN showed the technicals were fine. They just showed bad gameplay, but I'm a little bit worried about technicals for console. Console's a big deal. I think PC will be fine, but I think I'm worried about console.
PC should be fine, but...
Yeah, Redfall. Redfall. A little worried about that one. So we have our major releases, you know, Redfall, again, Age of Wonders, Zelda, Golem. All the big ones are coming out next month. All the big hitters. There's a couple of Game of the Year awards in that area. You know, Age of Wonders being strategy, 4X strategy. There's an award for that. Redfall multiplayer. Tears of the Kingdom, Game of the Year. Golem, Game of the Year. Yeah, I saw that. He was looking like, God fucking damn it. Tears of the Kingdom is everything, yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom is everything. Best RPG, best action adventure game, best story, best music, best Game of the Year, best strategy game, even though it's not a strategy, it's just best ever. Best family game, best sports game, best racing game.
Best Viagra product.
Best everything. Yeah, best content creator of the year, Zelda.
Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Best sports game. And then Golem, possible Game of the Year candidate. I'm gonna look up after this any trailers for Lord of the Rings Golem in recent weeks. I'm gonna look that up.
I know it looked really bad the last time they showed it before they like went dark and delayed it. It looked really bad.
It looked bad. there, that one executive that really pushed this game is really like, did I make a mistake? was I wrong? No, I couldn't have been wrong about Golem. That's a home run. I couldn't have been wrong. I'm not crazy.
Everybody loves Golem.
As the executive stares into the mirror the whole time they're saying this, like, couldn't have been wrong. This was a heavy hitter. This was my big push. This was my game that's going to get me a promotion. Like, anyway, May is a good month. That's all I'm saying. I know we're memeing on Golem, but May is a good month. There are other things coming out look great. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting railed this weekend. I'm looking forward to getting railed in Age of Wonders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to Redfall getting railed by reviews on console.
Reviews.
I'm looking forward to Breath of the Wild. Not Breath of the Wild.
I'm looking
forward to Breath of the Wild 2, Tears of the Kingdom.
Looking forward to Blizzard servers getting railed on May 12th
Oh, fuck!
as well.
Blizzard servers. That should not have been a server. What was it called? A server?
Server slam.
No, they should have called it Server Smash. Smasher servers.
Smash servers.
Why did they call it that? What a missed opportunity. Just what we May 12th, we'd like to invite you to smash our servers. During our May 12th through 14th server smash. We've also partnered with Hoyoverse. It's a Honkai Star Rail collab.
Sponsored by a Honkai Star Rail. Get railed.
Rail us. What a missed opportunity. I feel like if I was I feel like if I was a game dev, I'd do that fun stuff. The fun stuff like that is like, come on, smash our servers. Don't hold back.
Get railed.
Rail the servers. Rail the servers.
Sponsored by Hoyoverse's new game Honkai Star Rail.
Sponsored by Star Rail. Oh my goodness. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, like, I've got stuff to look forward to this month and get into. So yeah, I probably won't get in it if I do start Star Rail. I don't know if I'll get into it the same way I got into Genshin.
Probably
that was
not.
Like kind of a unique thing.
Again, there's also like there's too much out right now for me to really get into it like I got into Genshin. Genshin came out at a time when there was nothing else out that I was interested in playing, so I just went super hard on Genshin.
It came out in like September in that year.
It came out at the end of September of was it 2020?
2020.
I think 2020, not 21. Yeah, 2020, I think.
Yeah, like that game came out in like kind of the perfect timing. Yeah. Because there probably just wasn't a lot.
Yeah, there was nothing that I was interested in playing at that time other than Genshin. Yeah. This is a very different time where there's
tons of stuff.
There's a few games that I'm already in the middle of playing right now, and then there's stuff coming out.
Yeah,
that's a lot of stuff coming out still that I am interested in playing. Like
exactly
Age of Wonders. Yeah, I mean, you know how I am with those types of games. I'm probably going hard on that when it comes out. So.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't have anything else to say though regarding games. Yeah. Like I've got stuff to look forward to, and I can't wait to chat more about it. Either next week during like a game stream or the following week during our podcast.
Yeah, let's see if we can. We'll talk about it this week. See if we can plan a
game.
Probably an Age of Wonders day.
Yeah.
Or
Age of Wonders stream.
Something.
That'd be great.
Age of Wonders stream.
Anyway, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm okay like ending early today.
Yeah, no,
because I don't have anything else.
Wind it down. I don't either. I can wind down.
All right, let's do a conclusion then. Conclusion is the videos for this week's podcast will go up again next week at some point midweek, Wednesday, Thursday. Likely Spoon will have to help me again, but we'll get those videos up for this podcast. We will send out some Discord messages and a tweet regarding next week. There won't be a formal podcast though, so don't just keep an eye out for an announcement regarding doing some kind of like Age of Wonders live stream for a few hours during the week. We'll discuss that as well. It could be like a Friday or something like that. I know you said you're leaving Saturday, but like we could do it sometime. Like
Yeah, I'm pretty
Wednesday,
sure we're
Friday,
going
or
out to
whatever.
dinner for my mom's birthday Friday night, so that's probably not Friday's
Probably not
not
Friday.
gonna work.
Probably not Friday. Okay, well we'll figure it out.
I mean it'll have to be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
Yeah,
basically.
we can we can swing that. And thank you for everybody that stopped by today. Thanks to Ghost and Try for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. And Spoon, as always, thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging with me.
Thanks for getting railed.
Yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait to get railed in by Hoyoverse, and I'm looking forward to end of May. Lord of the Rings Golum. Probably will change my life. You never know. I've always wanted to play the creepy guy in the Lord of the Rings games that was like actually an antagonist, but okay. So anyway, yeah, we'll see y'all later. Thanks for coming by.